please consider subscribing. That would really help my channel out to grow, and I would really appreciate that. Um, Before we get into our reading, I wanted to remind everybody that all of the readings sorry, all of the readings are up for January 2023. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, rising, and any other placements that are significant for you. You want to also look at your your placements for your first, 10th, 7th, 4th, 11th, and 5th house. The angular houses are the 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th. All right. We're going to do a message from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. First card out, we have, the first card we have out was the Lover's Embrace, the 20. The second card out was 23, Jealousy and Possessiveness. Breaks down to a 5. And then 28, breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1 and a 0, Sweet Surrender. And then the bottom of the deck, you had 16, breaking down to a 7. You have Physical Attraction. So I feel like the divine masculine wants the divine feminine to know that he's trying to embrace the connection, though it's been hard for him to do so. There's been changes that he's been uncomfortable making, but he realizes he has to make those changes for the betterment of the connection. I feel like he's trying to surrender to the connection. I feel like his approach is softening up. I feel like he's trying to be more gentle and much more delicate than what he used to. I feel like the divine feminine might be noticing, like he's much more attentive to her, towards her right now, than what he used to be. I feel like he's starting to recognize his divinity and kind of like be more comfortable within the connection. I feel like there's a bond between these people that that they can't avoid. They need to be close to each other. They draw off of each other's energy. They are inspired by each other. I feel like they have an intuitive connection and they're able to understand each other's thoughts and feelings and emotions without needing to really communicate. I feel like there has been some sort of distance for whatever reason between the two. But I feel like even though there has been distance, like there's still like the affection and the love between this couple. I feel like there's definitely a lot of attractiveness within the connection. Both are obviously attractive within their own right, but I feel like the couple together, they're just very magnetic. I feel like they have a hard time keeping their focus, their hands, their eyes off of the other. There's some sort of awareness that the divine masculine has recently came encounter into. I feel like that's like strengthening his appreciation and affection towards the divine feminine. I feel like the divine feminine is starting to become, the divine masculine might want the divine feminine to become like more open, like to be willing to be like how do you say, like be willing to be like, what is it called? I can't even think of the word right now. The divine masculine is wanting the divine feminine to be comfortable, to be able to just open up to release how she's feeling, what she's thinking, the things that make her feel insecure, and the things that she's not really understanding yet. I feel like there's something that the divine feminine is needing to like strengthen or grow her passion. Yeah, I feel like the divine masculine is just wanting the divine feminine to open up and be oh my god, I just had the word too. Like be vulnerable to the situation. I felt like the divine masculine, I feel like there was a period of time that he was not, he was trying to have his guard up, and I feel like he's um like reviewing those habits. I feel like he has spent some time alone, um going over the lessons that he's learned. I feel like the divine masculine feels more connected with his intuition and his emotions than what he might have previously. He's definitely went through some sort of transition. I feel like he's also more open to being vulnerable. Something had grown, and then there was a lack of growth for a while. But I feel like there's going to be passion that reignites the growth. All right, and then over here we have the Page of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Temperance. So for sure, there was some sort of conversation or an apology, or the divine masculine wants to provide this or wants to receive of an apology. There's something to do with an apology in regards to something that was like deceptive. There wasn't clarity. There was a lack of, for some of you, the divine masculine might have had too many options, and he might have offered his cup to too many people or the wrong person. For some of you, I felt like that he didn't approach, how do you say, that he had, there was like, even if it wasn't another person, for some of you, the divine masculine, um he just had other things that he had to tend to: work, friends, coworkers, just other responsibilities. For some of you, I felt like the divine masculine had a lot of opportunities to present himself in a authentic light, authentic way, but he never took the opportunity to approach. So now there's he's wanting to apologize for that. An opportunity wasn't provided correctly, or it wasn't authentic. It didn't last. I felt like he had to go, the divine masculine wasn't providing, like when he provided an opportunity to the divine feminine, it was lacking stability within it. He still had a journey he had to go on his own. He had something he needed to learn by himself. But I felt like he's realized his lesson, and he's embracing the lessons learned and the hardness. He's accepted the difficulties and took them as a lesson. And I feel like he's now like recognizing the feminine as being more like just attractive. Like he realizes where his abundance lies. I feel like at what point in time he was focused on like trying to get grounded, trying to get stability, trying to figure out who he might have been, like trying to learn his way, learn his place. But I felt like whatever this situation was, there might have been some illusion involved. There might have been some lack of putting action towards all the opportunities to do so. But I felt like ultimately he's coming in to have a conversation in regards to stability and how he sees the opportunity to move forward, how the different avenues to move forward, the potential to move forward, because he has been away from the divine feminine and he wants to like reconnect. He sees multiple different ways on how they can fix things, how they can do things better, how things can be better achieved, better done. So I feel like the divine masculine is just like accepting the lessons learned and trying to move forward, and just honoring the divine feminine. He's definitely attracted to his mate. And he wants to embrace the connection. He wants to learn more. He wants to be grounded and rooted in the connection. I feel like this is somewhat new energy for him. I feel like he's not necessarily new, but it's like more it's like sovereign. It's more established energy. Like there's no doubt that he knows what he wants now. And there's some sort of change coming in to the environment due to the healing that took place, due to all the growth and the improvement, due to the like balancing out your emotions with your thoughts, clearing out any confusing imbalances that you have within yourself. I feel like that allowed this transition to take place. For some of you, you might be having like some sort of financial windfall for your partnership once you guys like unify. I feel like you guys, yeah, and then the Magician, you guys are going to be creating something very abundant. I feel like you guys complement each other. Like whatever the divine masculine lacks, the divine feminine has. They complement each other. And this balance, that this journey that the divine masculine went on to balance himself, to understand himself, to accept himself. I feel like that's what's allowing him to kind of align with his calling to like put ego aside and move forward with what he's inspired and provide this opportunity to the divine feminine. I feel like this is a reliable offer. This is something that took a long time to come about. I feel like it's very inspired. I feel like he's like setting up behind the scenes, getting things ready to meet with his partner, to surprise his partner. All right, let's see if there's anything else. We're going to see if there's a couple other messages right quick, and then we'll go into some mirror readings. All right, you have number 10, the Warrior of Love. Anything else? Divine masculine to divine feminine. 1, the Lady Who Waits. 16 breaks down to a 7, physical attraction. That card was just out here as well. Number 8, loving yourself. Bottom of the deck, number 3, a beautiful face. So let's see what else. For whoever this is resonating with, I felt like you're attractive. Your person's attractive. You as a couple are attractive. As individuals and as a couple are attractive. I feel like you guys have had to struggle to have this connection. I feel like one of you has definitely, I'm picking up that twin flame, that chaser. One's a runner, one's a chaser. I feel like you guys are very attracted to each other. You keep on feeling like magnetically pulled. When you, like, if there's too much time or space between you and your person, I feel like you feel like an urgency to like check in, close the gap, even if it's just for a moment. But I feel like there's something about like appreciating yourself, loving yourself. I feel like the divine masculine needed to value himself. I feel like he didn't see his value to the full extent that he needed to. So he wasn't able to give love to the divine feminine that she needed because he didn't have it within him. He wasn't aware of it within him to be able to share it with somebody else. But I feel like he's went on that journey and he's healed that. I feel like he's approaching the divine feminine very passionately, very inspired. I feel like it's I feel like there's elements towards his approach that are fast, but I feel like it's very planned, very strategic. I feel like it's there's a lot of like his approach is very strategic. He takes a lot of time and he makes sure that like each thing is going to fit into place. And he's making sure that how he sees it play through is how it's lining up. At least until it gets to the big reveal. Yeah, I feel like things are being worked up right now to approach the divine feminine. All right, what else about the warrior of love? Being bound and universal mother. So I felt like for some of you, whoever this is resonating with, I felt like this has been very hard. Like your person, the divine masculine or the divine feminine, take it as it resonates. They have a difficult connection with their mother. I feel like they feel like bound and tied to certain elements of having a relationship with family members. And I feel like that's been a hindrance on the connection. For some of you, I felt like the divine masculine has had some sort of situation with his mother that has negatively impacted the connection. His mother might have overstepped her boundaries at some point in time during the connection. She might have been too authoritative over the connection. I felt like you felt very restrictive, and the divine feminine did not feel like she had the ability to like really maintain the connection. Like there was another feminine energy that had more authority over this situation and the decision making than what the divine feminine had. I'm guessing it's probably the divine masculine's mother or sister or grandmother or some sort of feminine energy on his side. But it caused the divine feminine to feel like she didn't have much authority and she didn't carry much weight in the relationship, in the connection. But I feel like he's making some sort of inspired action forward towards her to have some sort of communication to clear up whatever the situation was between them. I feel like it caused some sort of potential ending or at least pause in the connection. But I feel like both parties have like thought about each other. Both parties are wanting to get the situation resolved. All right, the lady who waits. Okay. You have resilience. So I feel like this is something the divine feminine has had to go through a few times with the divine masculine. I feel like whether it was the same family member, I felt like the divine masculine allowed his family members to negatively impact their connection, the connection he had between him and the divine feminine. I feel like that even though both the divine masculine and the divine feminine might have had challenges within the relationship, gossip, or some sort of attempts at third party energies, but ultimately they knew where their connection lied. They knew who they wanted to return home to. They knew who they were destined to come back around and circle back to. It's definitely been a journey for this connection. It has not been easy, but I feel like there's been like a lot of like these experiences have like led the way, have paved the way. I feel like there's a better roadmap of how you expect to have. I feel like both people see this. I feel like both the divine masculine and the divine feminine see the connection more clearly. They understand each other's like trigger points and boundaries better. I feel like there's been healing on both sides. I feel like there are still gossiping energies around these two, but I feel like they're able to kind of like dissipate that energy, or at least not allow it to hold so much weight in the connection. Physical attraction. All right, you have rite of passage, number 33. The path, number 22. So those are two angel numbers, 33 and 22. So this is a destined connection. This is something that is guided. I feel like this is something that you're definitely having to use your intuition on. I feel like you're definitely inspired. I feel like that this has been a journey for your guys' connection, but the journey has only caused you guys to become more attractive and attentive to each other. Divine being. So I feel like whoever this connection is resonating with, like, you know that this is your person. You already know, even if there's time and space between you and your person, I feel like you already know that no matter how much space comes, that there's still victory. Even if some of you might have, like, your person might be with the karmic, you might have been with the karmic, you might have like established already like prior families. But I feel like ultimately at the end of the day, you know who your person's, like, who you come home to. You know who you're gonna ultimately end things with. This is something that you guys have already like established before you guys came into this existence. Resistance, number 14. Number 5, leading to number 5. So yeah, I felt like this connection was something that you guys had to fight for. There was a lot of arguing in this. I felt like I'm getting more the divine masculine resisted this connection more than the divine feminine. I feel like that caused the divine feminine to have a lack of confidence within herself, within her sexuality, within just like her femininity. I can't say that word. But I felt like there's like both parties ultimately see the attraction and the bond between each other. And then you have breaking free. I feel like this is speaking about that mental energy, like those negative thought patterns that exist between the connection that negatively impacted the connection. I feel like whatever that energy is, like it comes in, I feel like it kind of overtakes that person. It like fills their thoughts. The thoughts overtake them and it kind of spirals out of control. You have compassion. I feel like you guys having compassion for yourself and each other, of understanding that this hasn't been an easy journey, but knowing that this is the person that you want to be with, following your inspiration as you have it, letting go of this resistance. Some of you it might be the divine feminine, but I'm really getting it's the divine masculine that's resisting the connection. The divine feminine might eventually like start to doubt it as well, due to the divine masculine's doubting it and resistance. But I feel like the divine masculine is starting to approach, or at least putting a strategy together to approach the divine feminine. He sees her as very beautiful. He's very attractive. He's healed a lot of energy within him. He's learned a lot of lessons. He's learned how to like manage these gossiping energies. He knows how to give the divine feminine more balance, so that she has a say in the connection, instead of allowing his other family members or whoever to run over the connection and run over the divine feminine or overspeak her. And then you have loving yourself. So I feel like both of these individuals, they need to love themselves in order to like really have that confidence to stand in their true authority, to be in their full divinity. And I feel like once they get in that power, that when they fully love themselves, that's obviously when they have enough to fully give that to the next person. So I feel like both parties are still working on that right now. That might be why the divine feminine, or sorry, why the divine masculine still hasn't approached the divine feminine. All right, loving yourself. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. New dawn. So this is new things for the divine masculine. It's new experiences. I felt like whatever the situation between him and the divine feminine was, it threatened the sense of stability for the connection. It threatened whatever it was. Everybody's different, but he needed to like stop hiding behind something. He needed to accept his vulnerability and be willing to show it to his divine feminine. The divine feminine needed to see that within the divine masculine. He needed to be strong enough to let his defenses down. But it was hard for him. It was a new experience. It wasn't something he was used to doing. Authenticity. So it's like that energy of like boys are taught to behave a certain way and girls are taught to behave a certain way. And if you don't align in that, then you're not being yourself. Even though you not being that, you might actually be being your true self. So I feel like this is like, obviously with this journey of trying to love yourself and learn yourself and love yourself, you obviously have to learn how to be authentic. You have to learn how to be authentically you and not have any, like, no apologies for it. You are who you are and you're happy about it. And then you have new beginnings. So I feel like this is definitely new for the divine masculine and or feminine, but I feel like they're really enjoying this energy. Like this is allowing something to grow within them. I feel like it's also allowing the connection to deepen. For some of you, you might be like, if your person, like your divine masculine just recently came into your life, or your divine feminine just recently came into your life, you might actually be going, some of you might be going on a cruise. I just heard that, but I'm getting some of you might actually be getting pregnant. So be careful if that's not something you're planning and expecting for. And then you have trust. So I feel like, again, once you can trust yourself, you can trust others. It's part of the journey of self-healing and self-reflection. And then you have self-care, growth, and inspiration. So I feel like the divine masculine is very motivated and inspired to learn the lessons that he needs to reconnect with his divine feminine. Whatever it's been, I feel like it's been a lot of lessons, a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of emotional stuff, but I feel like he's learned the lessons that he needed to, and I feel like he's now making his strategy to approach the divine feminine. Sorry guys, give me just a second. I'm gonna get my other deck out here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do a mirror reading and see what it is that the divine masculine wants to tell the divine feminine and what she would like to respond with the divine masculine. All right. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. All right, this is going to be the divine masculine to the divine feminine. We have a pre-message. We have the strength card. So I feel like he's working on his confidence right now. I feel like he's trying to stand in his power. I feel like he's very, he's inspired to reach out to the divine feminine, but there's reasons he's still holding himself back. There's final things that he's putting in place, final keys he's collecting, final things that need to be done to solidify his approach, to solidify the offer that he's wanting to extend. All right, divine masculine to divine feminine. Divine masculine to divine feminine. Thank you, Spirit. This will be our last shuffle, guys. All right. All right, I'm going to put the divine masculine on this side, the divine feminine on this side. Divine masculine. All right, first card out, you have the Two of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. All right, so I feel like he's trying to solidify an offer. He wants to approach with something for long-term stability, for somebody he has an emotional tie towards. This is somebody he sees as a twin flame, somebody he has a divine connection with. There's a lot of things unknown, a lot of anger in the past and situations. But I felt like he cares about his person. He feels like his person knows he cares about them. He knows that his person cares about him. And he wants to, it's something involving a key. I don't know that connection right now. Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine has the Queen of Wands and the Page of Swords. So she's trying to be confident. She's wanting to have some sort of conversation. I felt like she's received a lot of clarity that's helped her to have this confidence. Hold on, we have a pre-message here as well. The Emperor and the Six of Wands. So I feel like there's some sort of victory by him standing in his power. By our divine masculine standing in his power, making the action forward that he's inspired to take. There's some sort of victory for him. I feel like he goes back and forth. I feel like he thinks about making this approach and then he doesn't, for whatever reason. All right, what else? Divine masculine to divine feminine. You have the Five of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So I feel like he's fighting for this opportunity. He's fighting for this passion. There's something that he's inspired for that he has to fight for. Okay. For this new beginning, potentially. For some of you, like pregnancy scares this person. The thought of being a parent scares this person. Then you have the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So there's some sort of energy. I don't know if this is for the divine feminine or the divine masculine or both, but there's some sort of thought of like this is not going to be possible. Like this can't happen. There's a desire for clarity, but there's a thought that it's never going to happen. There's a hope to have a conversation or to receive some sort of knowledge or information, but there's a concern, there's a fear that it's never going to happen. Somebody wants to build with somebody. Somebody wants to work with somebody. Okay, so I'm going to assume it's probably the divine masculine, being the other cards we saw. I feel like he wants to approach the divine feminine, but I feel like there's been some sort of bad blood or something between them. So he's concerned that if she's not going to want to talk to him, if she's going to argue and not want anything to do with them, if she's going to be willing to see him. I feel like he thinks she already knows something that he doesn't want to talk about. He wants to approach her, but she knows something. She knows something that he doesn't want to answer for. I don't know. Hierophant. But this is a higher level of commitment. There's something intended for these guys. Okay. Divine masculine or divine feminine. Divine masculine to divine feminine. Last shuffle. Divine masculine. All right, you have the Fool, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords. Okay, so the divine masculine wants to approach with an opportunity, but he knows that the queen, he knows his divine feminine has some conversations she wants to have. And I feel like he's a little reluctant to do so, but he's willing. If it's for the better of the connection. If it'll help the connection, he's willing to have these conversations. But ultimately, at the end of the day, he wants to have a new beginning with his person. He wants to make a solid connection. He wants to get married. Even if it's not marriage, it's like we live together. We're solid. We're together. There's no doubt that we're together. But he knows that he might have to have a conversation with her. And he's willing to. He thinks about her all the time. He thinks about her and this new opportunity. And how does he approach it? I feel like he's very impressed with his divine feminine. And I feel like he's inspired by her and motivated by her. And he wants to take a leap forward. But he doesn't know how to make that connection with her just yet. But he's going to be approaching her. He has the King of Pentacles and both rows that we've started so far. So I feel like he's definitely, our divine masculine is going to be approaching the divine feminine soon, if he hasn't already. On her side, hold on. Okay. On her side, she has the Eight of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the High Priestess. So she already knows. She's like, she wants him to come in, but she doesn't think he's going to come in. She's hoping for it. There's something she's not seeing clearly. She thinks about him all the time. There's some sort of intuition that she knows something about the connection, but she's not allowing the full download. Seven of Pentacles is the mutual energy between them. So I feel like they're both trying to build something. They're both trying to work on the connection. I feel like she thinks about the connection. She would like to build the connection, but she doesn't think it's possible. There's something. Okay, and she has the Page of Swords on both of hers. So on both of his so far, he has the King of Pentacles. And both of hers, she has the Page of Swords. So she might be spying on him. She might be using her intuition in some shape or form about him. She's definitely using her intuition about him, but she's not allowing herself to receive that full download of whatever it is she's receiving, that information. She has the High Priestess and the Page of Swords twice. Well, she has the High Priestess once, but she has the Page of Swords twice on both rows so far. So that tells me that this victory, that this ultimate connection, if these two were ultimately to come together, it would be a good, healthy, healing connection, that there would be victory. They would create abundance. She knows that. I feel like he knows it too, but he's more stuck in his thoughts. He's more stuck in his day-to-day and planning and strategizing. And then when it comes to like building and creating and reviewing what's being done and what options there are, she's using her intuition about something. She's not fully allowing herself to see the full picture about something, but she has an amazing intuition. She's just not using it to the full capacity. There's some sort of download she's processed but hasn't fully processed. And some of that download she hasn't even taken in at all. She's not allowing herself to see something. She's stuck in the reality of what is instead of what, like, she's living realistically instead of what the plan is, what the strategy is, what the expectation is, what her intuition is telling her. She's not allowing that. If her intuition is telling her something that doesn't match up with what she sees in the physical, she's bypassing that. She's not allowing that energy. I feel like that's potentially why the divine masculine is being so slow about his approach, because he wants it to be solid. Once he makes his entry, he doesn't want to be like it's firm, it's solid. There's no delay. Like, I'm giving you this offer, and it's like, I want you to take it. And not only do I want you to take it, I don't want there to be any more time. I want you to take it and let's go to the courthouse right away. He knows what he wants. He wants forward movement. But there's been something, whatever reason, she's not allowing herself to see something. And he knows that she has like this barrier up. So his approach is really freaking slow, but it's dependable. It's solid. All right, let's see what else. Divine masculine to the divine feminine. And that's like straight stuck on my ring. You have the 4 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, shit, and the King of Pentacles again. So this is the 3rd time the King of Pentacles makes his approach. So what this is telling me is that I feel like this divine masculine, he sees this as his person. He knows the divine feminine is his person. And there might have been one point of time where he didn't fight for it. He didn't take that forward action, but he's intending to see something grow. He's going to see this through. He's willing to fight for his prize. He feels like he has the defense. He can be, he feels like he has the higher ground. Like he's going to win this battle for his stability with his person. Okay. 2 of Cups. Yeah, this is his person. He knows it. He might have doubted it at one point, but he doesn't. She might doubt it. She might resist it now, but he doesn't. I feel like they switched energies. All right, divine masculine to the divine feminine. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Help my channel to grow. Appreciate you guys. Divine masculine to the divine feminine. This will be our last shuffle. Divine masculine to the divine feminine. Divine masculine. All right, you see the star card? Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords. He sees this as his wish fulfillment. He feels like this connection will like help him be like his final healing for the things that he's experienced in life, all the disappointments, the passions that died out too quick. He sees this as an opportunity that was like presented by God, a blessing from God. He wants to bring balance to this connection, but he's not sure how to. He knows that there's been a lot of hurt and potentially a lot of time for some of you. A lot of confusion. Something might have died at one point. And he's trying to, like, what else? The Chalice is in reverse. So he's still not taking forward movement. I feel like he's stuck in his thoughts with this Ten of Swords here. But he wants to bring balance. But I feel like he's still strategizing. What's on her side? So she's passionate. She's inspired to move forward. I feel like the Divine Feminine wants to be happy. Divine Feminine. And she's kind of alone right now. She's okay being alone right now. She's inspired and passionate. And if she needs to be alone, she's willing to be alone. She has a truth within her that she's not willing to accept less. She knows what she wants, and she's waiting for it. There's some sort of wish fulfillment that she's just waiting out. First, she might be trying to like pick a path. She might have multiple suitors while the Divine Masculine is figuring out what he's doing. I feel like the Divine Feminine is also figuring out what she's doing. She's trying to learn things, but I feel like she has multiple suitors, and it doesn't seem like she wants any of them. She has one passion, but she's alone right now. And she's just trying to figure out her next move. What else for the Divine Feminine? And she has the King of Swords. So she's being very logical right now. She's very strategic right now. She's planning for her future. I don't feel like she's not emotional at all. She doesn't have any cups on her side at all. At all. I feel like she's very strategic right now. I feel like she's sitting in her confidence. She's very passionate about where she's moving. She wants her future to be happy and bright. She's not seeing something though. Bottom of the deck, mutual energy, Eight of Pentacles. So both of them are working on this right now. She's working on whatever it is that she's passionate about. She's healing something. She's gone on an internal journey to heal something deep. There's a big message for her. She's trying to find that lesson and learn that, become aware of that knowledge. She might be wanting to have a conversation as well. I feel like she also is open to some conversation with her Divine Masculine. He's working on bringing in this connection, bringing in balance, but hasn't made forward movement yet. He's not working on the plan yet. It's not solidified yet. He's still planning. He's still planning and strategically putting all the pieces in place, figuring out how he's going to make the approach to bring in balance, create a new opportunity for his wish fulfillment, to heal the connection. But he's still stuck in his thoughts about it. He's not making forward movement. He's still strategizing. All right, let's get another row. This will be our final row. Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. We got a pre-message. We have the Hermit, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Or sorry, what the hell? The Five of Pentacles. So being that I said the Five of Cups, I feel like both of the energies right now are not emotionally satisfied in the way that they would hope to be. There was some sort of disappointment. Somebody was left out in the cold, abandoned, rejected, neglected, deceived, lied to. I feel like somebody had to look at evaluate the energy, what they were putting in, what they were doing to create this energy, to cause this energy, how they brought that energy into the connection. I feel like they had to go away, spend some time alone to heal elements within themselves that caused this kind of energy to come into the connection. I feel like somebody's looking how they were deceptive and abandoned someone, how they left somebody alone. And I feel like they're trying to figure out a new way. They're trying to heal themselves. But I feel like they think at the end of the day that they'll be able to like like go back to this person. I feel like this person's not seeing something clearly though. I feel like the divine masculine kind of always thought the divine feminine would always be there. And I feel like he's realizing that might not always be the case. And I feel like that's prompting him to like be alone. Like I don't feel like I feel like he spends a lot of time alone reviewing his thoughts, reviewing things that he's gone through, experiences that they've had. I feel like ultimately he wants to have abundance with his queen, like his whoever it is for you. I feel like the divine masculine wants abundance with whoever he sees as his divine feminine. I feel like there's something that needs to be repaired in the connection. And I feel like the divine feminine right now is like, I don't feel like they talk or they engage much, if at all. I feel like she's working on herself and he's working on himself. Or they are working on themselves. I feel like the divine masculine has had some sort of enlightenment that has inspired him to move forward towards the divine feminine recently, though. All right. Divine masculine to the divine feminine. This will be our last shuffle. Thank you, Spirit. Divine masculine. All right. You have the King of Pentacles again. Are you serious? All right. So for sure, this is going to be an offer. This divine masculine is going to approach the divine feminine. I just don't know when. He's definitely strategizing. That is his intention for sure. There's a lot of clarity that he needs on his part, though. Some final pieces that he's putting together. And there's truth, clarity. He wants to talk. He wants to say something. He wants to communicate how he was deceptive in the past. How he didn't reach out. How he didn't... Hold on. Let me get a little bit more. What else for the divine masculine? Okay, the Queen of Swords and the Magician. Okay, so the divine masculine, his is the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Swords, and the Magician. So I feel like he's going to make an approach to the divine feminine. And he's going to have a conversation with her and clear up any confusion. He's going to tell her how he was deceptive, tell her why he was deceptive. There was some sort of conversation or something that wasn't had that was supposed to be had. But okay, I feel like he wrote her a letter or a text, but didn't send it because it wouldn't be believable, or he didn't think she would believe it. But he wants to create something new with her. He sees stability with her. He's inspired. He can't quit thinking about her. And he wants to clear up any, he wants to right any wrongs. He wants to reveal the truth. He might have written letters and just didn't send them, or started texts and didn't send it. But he's going to create something. He's going to manifest something within the connection. Okay, divine feminine. She has the Judgment. So there's something that it's not fair. It doesn't feel balanced. She doesn't feel like she's been treated fair. Then she has the Three of Pentacles. She wants to build on the connection. She wants to work together. Four of Swords in the reverse, but there hasn't been healing. Something still needs to be healed within this connection. And then you have the Lovers in the reverse. So she doesn't think her person loves her. The Divine Feminine does not think the Divine Masculine cares about her, loves her, even thinks about her. She doesn't think he wants to heal anything within the connection. Bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups. Yeah, so he's wanting to communicate. He's wanting to apologize and clear up in this clear up anything that was done false in the past. And again, I keep getting, he's wanted to send her a letter and he started a letter and didn't send it. He might have wrote her a card and didn't send it. Wrote it and it came back, or started to send a text and didn't send it, or started a text but didn't say everything he wanted to say on it. But he's in the process, he's creating some sort of conversation, as an apology, an invitation to go out. And she just thinks like it's like it is what it is. Like he's gone. She wants to work and build with the connection, but she thinks it's over. She doesn't see how it's going to be healed. She doesn't think that they're connected any longer. She doesn't think that he loves her. She doesn't think that there can be she doesn't think that it's a safe connection. She thinks that there has to be on guard, like somebody's hiding things. She can't be transparent about how she's feeling, and he won't be transparent about how he's feeling. She's not open to being completely open. There's things within the connection that need to be healed. From what I see, from what I'm guessing with this, it looks like this Divine Feminine has had some space from her Divine Masculine, and she has doubted how he feels about her. She has doubted if he's going to come in. She has doubted if she can trust her own self. Really, she has an intuition, but there's something that she doubts it. We're just going to peek at this. It's Explorer. Take it as it resonates. So I feel like he's definitely went on a lot of healing. He's had a lot of clarity within himself. He realizes his wrongs. He understands how she can feel this way. He wants to apologize. He wants to feel it. He wants to fix it and heal the connection, provide a new opportunity that's balanced. He always thinks about her, but he doesn't know how to move forward yet. He's still working on that plan. She's working on her confidence. She's working on learning something. She might be working on a plan to move. She's working on learning something and getting clarity in something. He's building stability. He's building a new opportunity for them. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. All right, this will be our final shuffle. I feel like there's been a lot of... Hold on. We're going to just look at these and then we're going to put them back. So you have Vitality, Personal Alchemy, Justice, Align, and Communication. So again, I'm just getting the Divine Masculine he's basically worked on a lot of self-healing. He's had a lot of self-realizations. He knows who his person is. There was something done in the past that caused there to be a break. There's something he needs to apologize for. It's looking like he wants to go in and apologize and move forward, but he's not sure how to. Looks like the Divine Feminine has had a lack of confidence, but is trying to appear confident. She's using her intuition, but not fully processing the downloads. I feel like she's very much trying to be alone, but she still also thinks about her divine masculine, but she's also not seeing something clearly yet. All right, this will be our final shuffle, and we'll go over these. Self-reliance, personal alchemy again, vitality, and explore. I'm pretty sure explore came out before as well, but again, we're gonna shuffle again. All right, we got one more shuffle. Thank you, Spirit. All right, what else for this connection? You have prophecy. So whether it's the divine masculine or feminine, one or both of these individuals already know. Their intuition tells them about this connection. I feel like they communicate spiritually a lot. And then you have reach out. So I feel like the divine masculine is definitely going to be finalizing his plan and reaching out to the divine feminine soon. And then you have relaxed energy. What else? Communication. What else? Self-healing. And transform. Hold on. I think something might have flipped over. Maybe not. So I feel like there's definitely been some sort of transformation going on within the divine masculine. I feel like that's going to ultimately help him to reconnect with his divine feminine. I feel like he's in the process of kind of planning and strategizing that out. You have friendship at the bottom of the deck. But just like the friendship card, I feel like the divine masculine's entry to the divine feminine is slow as he planned it out, as like he made sure to go over every possible option, whether she would say yes or no, what the scene would look like, what he would rebuttal with. Like he's gone over the scenario. He is well prepared to make this entry, to have this conversation with the divine feminine. However, the divine feminine, I would say, is kind of traumatized by the experience, to the point where she wants to appear confident. I feel like she most of the time is confident, but there's times where she's not fully confident. There's something within her that she doesn't fully allow herself to process that information, those memories, those experiences, whatever that is for her. But she has an intuition. She definitely has an intuition, a strong one at that. But I don't know if she doesn't trust it all the time. But she's not processing all the information she receives. She's very passionate and inspired. But again, she's alone. She's wanting to be alone right now. So I feel like, but she's waiting on something as well. She's trying to make decisions, waiting and planning and strategizing for something. There's a lot of information that she's trying to process. There's things she wants to say. There's things that she feels like is out of balance, but wants to communicate, wants to work on the connection as well. But she doesn't think it can be healed. She doesn't think that her person loves her. She doesn't think that who she wants her connection with wants the connection with her. So I see an energy from the divine masculine who has feelings, very strong feelings towards the divine feminine that he wants to approach. But I feel like he realizes that it's going to be a difficult journey. It's going to be a delicate situation. But again, once he stands in his power and he makes his decision, there is going to be a victory in the situation. It's just like once you have to make a commitment and you have to finalize that commitment. Once you decide and you're gonna make your decision, you have to actually make your decision. You can't just like keep playing around and playing around. Like if that's your person, that's your person. If you're gonna move forward, move forward. If you're gonna offer this opportunity, offer it. You can't just keep on in and out, and like thinking about the person, because people feel that energy. And if you're thinking about them all the time, like this person's always thinking about this person's always thinking about this person. So I'm sure both of these people feel when the other person is thinking about them, but nothing happens. So then it just turns into like stagnant, confusing energy for both individuals. So then at some point, now we have a divine feminine who is confident but also doubts herself in moments where it's more than it's not like, what are we having for dinner? Like these are important decisions for this divine feminine that she overthinks it and overthinks it and overthinks it and second guesses herself and doesn't trust her intuition to the full capacity that she might have at one point. So it looks like there's just some, like this divine masculine, he just needs to finalize his plan. And it looks like it's like the best approach is to go in soft and friendly, like be gentle in your approach. Start with baby steps. I feel like this divine feminine is waiting for her divine masculine, and she wants this connection to work out. She wants to work with this person, but she doesn't think that it can be healed. She doesn't think they want to heal it too. So it's just a matter of having a conversation and letting both parties know that, hey, we are on the same page. We do want the same things. And how does it work for both of us? So both people just have to be on the connection, the same side. Both people have to understand each other. All right, so that has been the reading for the divine feminine, or sorry, the divine masculine to the divine feminine. Maybe later tomorrow I'll be doing the reading from the divine feminine to the divine masculine. Again, guys, don't forget to go over the readings for your personal planets. That's the sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury. I also suggest Jupiter as well, because Jupiter is what expands for you. But take it as it resonates. Watch the readings you're inspired to. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and light. Make sure you're kind to yourself and others.